all comes down to this. The playoffs are here for boys and girls lacrosse as the OHSAA officially releases the statewide tournament brackets. To help us make sense of some of the most intriguing matchups, we bring in Kevin Piel. And we're going to jump right in looking at boys Division II, Region 5, because this is really where a lot of the heavy hitters lie. St. Francis, St. John's, Ottawa Hills, all within the same chunk of this bracket. What stands out to you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Ottawa Hills, Bowling Green, they've had the chance to face each other this year. As you go further down, you know, if Ottawa Hills, they're favored in that game. So if they play St. Francis, it was a 3-goal game a few weeks back between those two teams. St. John's, Southview, the game down below, 13-7. St. John's won that game during the regular season. That's not exactly a blowout either. So you're looking at, you know, two very interesting games. Of course, the favorite down the road for, I would say, probably St. Francis to get through, but then to play Rocky River. Those teams just played on Thursday, 7-4. Rocky River got the win.
Moving on to boys Division I, Region 1. Taking a look at this one, a lot of familiar NLL schools, but the biggest one that stands out probably is where Perrysburg lies against Anthony Wayne, considering Perrysburg was the NLL champ, but Anthony Wayne boasts the better record.
Yeah, absolutely. Saw Anthony Wayne once this year, and they had an absolute battle against Findlay, but that's a team that's tested. They're battle tested. They've been able to win some very close games this year. Very solid record. So I know it's never easy to go on the road and have to deal with a team like Brunswick, who's super talented as well. But if the Generals can squeak through that game, then maybe they can make a run.
Moving on now to girls Division I. We're going to look at Region 2. However, Findlay does fall into Region 1. They earn the 15th seed. They'll be taking on Olin Tangi Liberty on the 17th. But looking at this one, you have Perrysburg coming in as the 16th seed. But even bigger would be the NLL rematch we're getting between the 8 and 13, Anthony Wayne and Northview.
And just spoke to Coach Price when I was doing the Southview-Northview game on Friday. The regular season matchup totally misleading. 15-1, Anthony Wayne was able to beat Northview. Northview, though, has had a pretty solid season. You know, Coach Price has mentioned when they've struggled, it's been shooting percentage or too many turnovers, things that they feel like they can patch up. I don't expect that to be a 15-1 game again. I expect that to be much closer.
Finishing off with girls Division II and its Region 5. In the top part, you won't see here is Southview and Notre Dame rematching. The Cougars took that one 12-8 during the regular season. But in this chunk, the lower half of the bracket, plenty of local names to look out for. Oregon Clay, in my books, one of the teams that's kind of gone pretty under the radar. They earned the 9 seed, having only 3 losses on the season, which includes Anthony Wayne and Ottawa Hills. But another big one is, of course, those Green Bears who are undefeated on the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Ottawa Hills, both boys and girls, always super competitive. And they have a very favorable matchup in round 1. But maybe if they can get going in the right direction, maybe they give Walsh Jesuit a scare in the next round and you see how things go.
So games starting up as early as Tuesday, and we'll try to bring as much coverage as we can to you right here on BCSN. Kevin Piel, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.